Hello everybody, my name's Jim and I've got some stories today. The topic today is food in the afterlife. Yes, it's there. Uh, it's that parallel universe thing. Uh, you know, we've talked about that before. But it's there and it's led us down a couple pretty cool roads. Let me explain to you that how I do these videos is to get ready for them. I go back through writings that I've done for all the years that Colleen and I have done this together, the ghosting stuff. Every time we do a study, which is where we put out the recorders and we ask questions and we can record their answers, the invisible people, I write a summary of what was said. Not every single word, because so much of it is just nonsense. But I write a summary of what is rather meaningful or funny. You know, they do say some ridiculous comments that I just like to keep I'm keeping it for you. I'm going to go through that in another video. But I was researching for this video on food, and I came up with, we found some just really neat stuff that we didn't know about. So let me explain. We spent about a year at a place called Forgedale learning how to do this, learning how to talk to invisible people. The following year we did at a house called Hilbert, and by the time we quit work in Hilbert, Colleen and I knew that we were surrounded by our family, and so we didn't want to talk to the random strange people in these houses anymore. We just wanted to talk to our own people. So we do the studies in our homes by ourselves. No more running around. How these studies work for Colleen and I is, like I was saying, we have a whole bunch of recorders, digital recorders. We put them on tripods, very specific locations in our houses because we know where they like to be when we do these studies. We sit away from the recorders, ask questions, pause, ask another question, pause, repeat, done. 5 questions, repeat it. In the afterlife, our grandfather has put out a buffet. He has set up a bar with a bartender sometimes. And he does this for the people, and he's always done this for the people that show up from the afterlife to answer questions. You know, it's crazy, but he feels compelled to do that, to help these people. And these people, in turn, are helping him somehow. This is benefiting the Finnegan group somehow in the afterlife. They won't tell me. I don't get it. But in researching this, I found this great comment. This is before Colleen and I knew our families were around us 24/7. We were in Hilbert, but we knew there was people in the car because we would turn on the recorders in the car before we got out, and we could capture voices in the car. So we knew there was people in the car with us. We just didn't know who at that time. At one point, Colleen asked inside Hilbert House, "Who are those people that travel with us?" A woman replies, "Just the man who feeds us." That's our grandfather. So not only is our grandfather feeding people in our own houses when we do these studies that we do, he was feeding them up there at Hilbert House for that year. We were up there too. It's crazy. But hey, good on the grandfather. He's working the system. But I dug out a bunch of neat comments on food in the afterlife. Colleen does most of the studies in her house. Her house is very quiet, it's very remote, and it just and they like Colleen. The invisible people do. So most of this is from Colleen's house. At one point, at Colleen's, a man demands, "Give me some of that pizza." There was no pizza. In the barn that's next to Colleen's house, Colleen, a woman at the barn, a woman asked someone to save her a cookie. Invisible people captured on a recorder. At Colleen's, a man says to somebody, "What do you want?" And a woman replies, "Get it right. We're out of food." In that same house, a man asks to his neighbor, "What's your point?" And the guy says, "I don't want to eat." A couple men talking together in Colleen's. The first man, "Where's the food?" A woman, "It's any day now." The first man, "Let's run down to Panama. Maybe there's food down here." And this was about a month before I was even going to show up. So if they were coming to an empty house here in Panama about a month before I was getting here. Still at Colleen's, a man, "Where's the food?" A woman replies, "I don't know." Another man, "I want to taste your food." A man tells someone to eat a sandwich. A man, "Why chicken and broccoli?" The man next to him, "Why do you even care?" A man, he's on the second floor of Colleen's house, shouts down the steps, "Hey Ken, how about a Milky Way?" I guess Ken was going to the buffet. Colleen invites everybody to a Christmas party one year. All these invisible people. And a man shouts out, "Free food." Near the front door, Colleen always puts a recorder right at the bottom of those steps. A man must be coming in the front door. They use the door like we do. Swear to God. A man, "Extra party, food inside." We have a couple comments from Hilbert House. A man asked somebody, "What would you take for tea?" It's an Irish term for lunch. And then he asked, "Do you eat spaghetti?" And another man's talking to somebody there at that house. "And I'm a victim. And I have no effing food." In this house. And this was pretty recent too. I did a study just a month ago. A real loud woman in the kitchen just shouts out, "That tastes effing good." Clear as a bell. I wish I could play it for you. One time I was getting ready to leave here a couple years back, I guess, and I said something about a big breakfast I always have at the airport down in Panama City. On the way out of here. A male warns me, "Don't eat crappy." And actually I do pretty good eating wise. In the kitchen at the buffet that my grandfather put out, a man says, "Jim, it's refried rice." Must have been talking to my father, who knows. A man or a woman it is that tells somebody here, "Have a cheesesteak." Happy anniversary. A man here, gotta have pre-cut bread. I lean that way myself. And a man points out to somebody in the afterlife, soup here. One of the best lines that forged out, and it's kind of sad. I suppose our grandfather wasn't quite feeding people at that point. A man tells somebody, I'm upset because we don't have any damn food. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly don't know why we hear these people talk about food. I don't know why they talk about drink. I don't know why they talk about partying, but they do. Life goes on, it just in just a slightly different fashion. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Super important. Subscribe for me. I'm the old guy. Help me out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.